Howdy all Muglex Lives. I think it's time we play a little 7 Days to Die. Just making sure there. Oh man. With my new setup here, I ran out of space last episode, and I wasn't expecting it. So I wanted to make sure that the resolution had been turned down. I am making a land claim block, and I don't have the stone. Okay. Let me go grab some stone. Actually, I probably have stone. This is why I carry stone. Alright. What else I got in here? I've got my pistol, my 2 rifles. I don't know that I really need 2 rifles. I wonder... So, like, if I modify this and I pull this scope, the silencer, and the bipod off this beast, can I put any of those on here? I can't put the scope, but I can put the silencer and the bipod. I really need to find... I'm pretty sure, like, the 2x scopes will go on things. What's this? This is a... Maybe it's a 4x scope will go on things? Let's make the 4x scope and see what happens here. What do I need for this? I need... forged steel. I need one more. 3 glue, 15 glass. Apparently I've got the polymers on me. I need one more forged steel. I need glass. I told you to do up steel for me. I was also thinking that, man, you know what? I forgot to get the glue. Also need to look into getting stuff ready for the truck. Okay, so let's do that. And then let's go ahead and unload. Y'all, I don't need you. You come down here. I should make a better wrench while I'm here, too. Wrench. Mechanical parts. Mechanical parts. I just threw them in here. I just, the lower level wrench, did I not just pick up 100 forged steel? Weird, I only took 1? Okay. And then I'll scrap you, because you're junky and I'm tired of you. So we got that. You can have this. I probably don't need this much wood on me. If I'm not carrying the crossbow, then I don't need crossbow bolts. Ammo. Ammo, you never know when you need a bedroll. Ladder's useful tool. Wood frames are a useful tool. Machete is also a tool. Okay, we'll put that back. Let's go ahead and put the scope back on you. Okay, so we had ×4. Whoops. ×4 scope. Oh, it can go on here. Sweet. Ooh. I had no idea. Nice. Alright. Right, before I go, I wanted to look, what do I have to make the 4x4? 4 wheels, a chassis, truck accessories, an engine, and a battery. I have got 0 wheels. I do have truck accessories. I also have engines and a battery. So then to make the wheels, I need 20 polymers for each wheel. 1 bottle of acid, forged iron, oil, and coal. So polymers, 20 polymer. Oh, yeah. Alright, I've got the stuff for the wheels. I'm sure it's going to be the chassis that kills me here. 300 forged steel. Okay, that's not too bad. I've got the mechanical parts. I'm sure I've got the leather. What about the electrical parts? I got 40 electrical parts. I think that's enough. We definitely could use more parts. So I might need to get some coal for the for the process there. Okay, I'm gonna need you. What do I got for steel? Can I make 300 steel? No. No, I can't. And it is clay that I'm missing. Alright, let's go get some clay. I have thousands and thousands of iron, so we're good there. And I do have my clay pit. I believe this is my clay pit. If I remember correctly, it's a pit. Yeah, okay. Couldn't remember. Used to only get clay from certain spots, and I couldn't remember because you used to be able to see them from the map. And they'd just be these brown specks on the ground. So I couldn't remember if that changed or, you know, how that worked. So apparently it did change. Yeah, I'm recording early, like a day early. I've been trying to get my nieces to come over and hang out before school starts back up. My one niece is a senior this year, and the other one is freshman in college this year. So we had been slowly over the past like 4 or 5 years watching Vampire Diaries. And so now that the oldest one is going off to college, I wanted to get her over here so we could finish watching the show together. And I think we got like 2 seasons to watch, so I think she's planning for us to have 2 whole days, which means I won't have time to record the next couple of days. I'm not even going to have time to work one of those days. I'm going to take a day off work, which will be weird. I wish I'd have known. I would have worked today, since I don't have set hours or anything. I could have worked today had I known, but nobody ever plans things out with me that benefits my schedule. Not that I don't want them to come over. I definitely want them to come over. Hence the recording a day early. But Yeah. So I'm hoping to get this stuff together for this bike, truck, because I only need one more level, right? And then I can make it. But I definitely need to get some clay in the old forge. Uh, yeah, I just finished recording my Minecraft episode for Monday, and I was talking about board games in there because my nephew got a crazy one that we couldn't figure out how to play, so we were watching videos. Um, but I did just get the Gloomhaven digital game. I really like the board game, and the digital game looks like it could be a lot of fun once it gets fully fleshed out. It's early access right now, so I am. I see they just had another update, so I was downloading it to check it out again. I also got Slay the Spire, and I played that a little bit. That was pretty fun. That's not a board game, but it's a deck building game, and I don't. I guess I didn't pay enough attention to exactly how it's supposed to work, but it's got like three different characters and different things. It might have more than three, but it's got three to start with, anyways. And each one's got different special abilities and different ways they attack and stuff. It's pretty fun. What I've played of it so far, it's very roguelike, and so you're probably not gonna live. And you don't really build up from playthrough to playthrough, though. I don't think. Like, I maybe there are merchants in the game, and so maybe the cards that you purchase while you're playing the game remain with your deck, but for the most part, your deck starts over from scratch every time you play. I'm sure it must keep the cards that you purchase, but yeah, it's pretty tough. I Mostly because it's not so much rogue. It's not the roguelike that makes it difficult. Um, it's the marathon style of gameplay it has going. So like you don't heal up between battles, and when you get to a campsite, you can choose between improving your card for this round, not round, but this playthrough, or you can get back like 30% of your health. And so there's no real way to heal, and so by the time you slog your way, if you choose that route, but if you slog your way through the bad guys, right? I mean, they're just constantly whittling down your health, and then you get to the boss, and you're like, oh, I'm so wounded. Like you start with like 87 hit points, and then I get to the boss, and I've got like 22 hit points left, and he's hitting me for 32 points of damage. So fun game though. What little bit I've played of it, I'll probably play it some more tomorrow, maybe while I'm on my break or whatever, my lunch break probably, and. Uh, the other game that I've really been putting time into is Wolfenstein: The Old Blood. Oh, I think that's what it's called. I'm liking it. I don't know. I've heard good things about Wolfenstein: The New Order and Wolfenstein 2, whatever that one's subtitled. But I really am liking the Old Blood. It's got a okay, so history's weird, right? And so one of the really weird things, and I'm a bit of a sucker for the supernatural conspiracy side of history, and so um, it's really cool to me that the Nazis had. Um, I mean, the Nazis are not cool to me, but it's cool to me that the Nazis had a group that went out to gather occult information, right? And now, once again, the Nazis are not cool, but the fact that they had an occult group that went out um, is fun to me. And so these Wolfenstein games, you're fighting the Nazis, but they're the Nazis that dealt with the occult stuff. I forget what they were called, but um, it's really rather interesting to look at their stuff, their weird stuff that they gathered. Like, for example, uh, some of the ideas that were turned into rockets came from occult information. And so I find that super interesting. And because there are old mythologies that read like you're talking about rockets. And so that spurred, like Werner von Braun and those other German scientists into creating the first rockets. And I mean, if you believe the mythologies, in modern era, the first rocket. And so that stuff's just cool to me. And it's like why I love Ancient Aliens, right? I love that show, Ancient Aliens. I don't believe necessarily what they're laying out, but I do enjoy that show, learning about the mythologies, getting to see all the places, all the weird things that you don't normally get to see. Ugh. So the downside of having a scope on this thing is I can't see. Although, man, I do like it for this. Get those slow zombies, man. Oh, get some nice headshots there. Oh, man. I don't like you. Ooh, I do like that your head came right off, though. That's spiffy. Man, I should have made this 4x scope a long time ago. I thought there was a 2x scope because I wanted to get a 2x scope for my crossbow because I thought 2x was the one that went on the crossbow, which could be. It could very well be. I thought you might do that for me. You didn't help me out though. You just went right back to the same thing. Ooh, nice. I'll take that for sure. We'll scrap you up. So anyway, so the Wolfenstein, the Old Blood. Wolfenstein's kind of like a culty, cyberpunky, World War II, kind of thing. And so, if you've never looked at them, that's what they are. I actually played the original Wolfenstein games a million years ago when they first came out. Because Wolfenstein is like the original first-person shooter. Like it's where Doom came from. Same same group of people, and so I played it quite a bit. I don't want that. I'll take those back in the day. Oh, now I will grind that up. I hear you guys. I'll be there in a minute. All right. Did I get this one over here? Yep. Okay. And in fact, the old blood kind of has levels similar to the original Wolfenstein in it. I don't mean like the actual game itself, but they've got these nightmare sequences where you lay down to sleep. I don't know why there's spots where you lay down to sleep, but they're in the middle of levels, and so when you do, it puts you in the old school style, like the 1990 style Wolfenstein. And so it's pretty good. I'm a tad stealthy playthrough in it when I can, but it's interesting that you can just jump straight into um, you know, you can play as stealth, you can play violent, whatever. It often winds up being violent because I mean, there's only so much you can do stealthily. Although you try to hit up the try to hit up the officers with stealth kills because if you don't kill them stealthily, then they alert everything in the level and call in reinforcements. And so it's a lot easier if you can wipe them out rather than let them activate. But yeah, it's your dude is a American soldier sent in with a British spy in World War II to get your hands on plans about new super weapons being developed by the Nazis, and they have some of them in the game, at least what I've been through so far. And so of course you have to break into Castle Wolfenstein, and so when you do, you get in there and get captured, and so then you have to escape. And as you're escaping, you try to find the guy who came in there with you, and so I've escaped from the castle. I made it to the town. Once I made it to the town, things went horribly wrong. Oh man, I basically got captured again, and I don't need the sniper rifle with me. Um, and I wonder if I could buy large scales of bullets. I should go check that out. I've only got a little bit of stuff here. What do I have over here? I think they buy back. I don't really have anything though. I'm gonna run over to the store and see what they've got for sale. Maybe I can buy my bullets instead of making them. I don't really do a lot of trading in this game for some reason. But yeah, so yeah, I got captured again, and then that's when the game goes crazy. They open a crypt underneath the town with dynamite, which causes an earthquake, and then stuff starts spewing out of the ground, and the the Nazi, maybe civilian bodies too, start turning into zombies and stuff like that. And so I've been fighting my way through, and the last thing I did though was I got captured again. So then I had to quit because I had to go to bed, and I was like, oh man. Um, but no, I got Youngblood, which is the newest Wolfenstein, with my card, my new video card, and so I hadn't played the other ones. I mean, I played the originals, Wolfenstein 1, Wolfenstein 2, way back in the day, and but I hadn't played any of the new ones. And I knew the Cyberpilot was coming out, and so I really, really wanted to try out Cyberpilot because it looked cool. Since I've got VR stuff now, and